Found a nice little spot. I came off of the walking trail up there. Jumped down the bank over here. It's kind of a little bit of a climb, so I guess people don't bug in my nose readily come down here. But it's like someone's camped down here once in a while. So yeah, I was sitting over there and there's a lot of rocks and sticks in the water. I walk around, so I saw this spot and I thought that looks nice. So let's see, because it's farther upstream. What do we have here? Is that wood? That's gnarly looking. Is that not gnarly looking? I don't even know what it's got mud caked in it. No, that's its surface. I might carry that back. Who knows? That looks like it's even got a base for the start of a sculpture of some kind, I think. Right on. And it's time for the jetliners to fly over. The crows are announcing it. Crows are the messengers of the devil. They're like, we shall announce the coming of your overlord. This is nice mud. Look at that shit. Mud from under this tree where blackberries grow. And if you pop it in your mouth without looking, you might end up with a blackberry thorn in your fucking tongue. Let's not do that. A little sour. So it'll be perfect in about 3 days. Half sand, half mud. Here, this is nice. All these people on their little stand-up kayak things are conversating as they paddle by. I need to get a little kayak or something, or build one out of drums or something. You know, even the water's murky muddy right here. Oh, that was awesome. As soon as I stepped into this zone right there, I could feel I suddenly felt this calming neutrality wash over me, as if massive amounts of jittery electrical charge that was causing me to have some sort of super low level seizure basically at all times. It varies depending on the strength of the field I'm near, but it's like a mild seizure. Brain fog is what it would feel like to most people. Or what, but being an empath, I get brain fog and skin irritation and tinnitus, and the electrical field around me changes such that apparently bugs are drawn to me and birds notice it. They start flitting wildly if they're in my area. Stuff that seems like weird, religious, spiritual stuff, which maybe the essence of the spirituality is electricity and magnetism, which many believe is not a new idea. I don't think. But that's those are the building blocks of what we perceive. The building blocks of the universe are electricity and magnetism. I think the debate should be which one came first, because electrical fields, when they move, create magnetism. However, magnetic fields, when vibrated, create electricity. Therefore, sound is actually electricity. When you hear something with your ears, we measure it as a pressure vibration through the air pressure, because the air is being moved, but the air is electricity. And so it's really electricity being moved. And when it hits your ear, we can measure it as a pressure difference in the electric field, but it's not necessarily the way it travels through it. Oh, that's fucking awesome! Holy crap, I'm taking some of this mud with me. This is the smoothest, nicest stuff. My toes were hurting because the copper's been reacting the crap out of my toes, especially my little toes, especially my left little toe. That's why I got it buried down here. I mean, it's been burning like mad whenever a plane goes over, right? Look how swollen it is and stuff. And that's not really that tight. I can turn it and stuff. It's just, you know, the fungus reacts with copper. Copper causes it to react away. And the electrical fields, when they beam, when they fly over beaming, okay, 7 minutes, are caught by the loop of the copper, and so it circles them, and it kind of, I mean, it diverts it around the joint, but it concentrates it there as well. So anyway, I think the copper starts to get hot and it's fucking burning it, and then it gets quite green there because that's, you know, the waves, the electric signal is triggering the growth of the fungus, because funguses grow with the dark light that's not in the visible spectrum. Right. Makes a lot of sense. Like fruit hanging on the vine. Ooh, this one's good. Woo-hoo-ha-ha. That's yummy. Mm-hmm. Alright, I better save a little time. I'm down 1 bar on the battery and I got 5 minutes left, so those two ought to coincide pretty well. Thanks for watching. Let's see, so I have any advice? My advice to everybody who, you know, breathes air and needs water to survive is find a source for well water. I don't care if it's a well that's in the city. It's been there for 100 years. I mean, unless it's, you know, right next to a petroleum waste dump area, tap that fucker and get yourself water that's not fluoridated, arsenicked, and drugged, because your city water is. So is your bottled waters. All of it is. You know, people like to think evil is just, oh well, they do this, but they wouldn't do that. That's just too evil. I mean, what part of evil do people not understand? Evil doesn't want to just, you know, kind of guide and control, you know, what people are able to do. Evil wants to absolutely dominate every aspect of what you are allowed to do and guide you to its end, which is sadness, suffering, and disease and disorder. You know, it's an old story about how these parasites, they're energy parasites or energy vampires, they've been called, and they attach to people and they feed on negative energy, and they get control of a person, you know, very subtly. The person doesn't even know they're being controlled often, or they think it's their own personality, and they just go with it, and it's one and the same at that point, apparently. And then they get in positions of authority because these parasite entities are very logical minded. They have a consciousness that feeds into ours, and they have information, things they know, things they understand, and networks they create with other people who've been taken over by them. And they're static. They're like an electric static charge, and they just hang out there. There's a bunch of them. The more you get, the worse off you are. And if you ground yourself, you're drawing out the static charge. Static electricity can't hang out on water. Can't hang out on copper either. I think that's the nature of the reaction. So anyway, what do I got left now? 3 minutes left. All right.